Follow-up tonight. We're learning more about the two people who died after a domestic dispute on Hawkins Lane turned deadly last night. Police say a mother and her adult son who lived in the house were found dead inside. And KEZI 9 News reporter Jillian Smuckler joins us live from Southwest Eugene. And Jillian, police believe it's likely a murder-suicide.
China Police Chief Chris Skinner tells me they're still waiting for their autopsies to be completed to know exactly how it all happened. But he did tell me that the son was very upset with his mother and the two of them were arguing before things quickly got out of hand. Eugene police say the father who lives in the house was actually the one who called police after he heard gunshots in an adjacent room. He was able to get out of the house and call 911, and the grandma who lives in the basement was able to make it out safely too. After learning about the argument, police were already thinking they were coming to a domestic dispute and say they weren't feeling good about the outcome. So they set up a ton of resources there and tried to make contact with whoever was inside for hours. Police ended up using an armored vehicle to force the front door open, and they actually flew a mini drone into the house to do a search. That's when they saw the son and mother dead in a bedroom. Chief Skinner was asked why there wasn't a quicker forced entry if they knew someone was potentially hurt or being held hostage.
Industry standard practices now with special weapons and tactics is to try and slow things down as much as we can. Oftentimes making a hasty entry or a forced entry can have a tendency to aggravate a situation as opposed to de-escalating the situation. We've been much more successful with slowing things down and negotiating.
He says the father was able to give them information regarding who was inside and that the son had access to multiple firearms. Police say when they arrived to the scene, they didn't hear any gunshots, but both the mother and son died from apparent gunshot wounds. And it is important to note that Eugene police are holding off on releasing the names of those involved in this incident at the father's request. But Chief Skinner says he expects the results of their autopsies to be completed by early next week. And of course, the moment we learn more about that, we will let you know. As for the father and the grandmother, well, they're both safe and uninjured tonight. And coming up on KEZI 9 News at 5, hear why a neighbor says this isn't the first time this specific house right here has had problems. Reporting live in Eugene, Jillian Smuckler, KEZI 9 News.